I guess today we're going to learn about basics of Terraform. So what is Terraform? Terraform is an open source infrastructure as code tool and it is developed by HashiCorp. So using Terraform, you can define your cloud infrastructure like AWS, Azure or GCP using the code. In Terraform, you use a language called as HCL, that is HashiCorp Configuration Language. You can create resources in cloud manually also, but there we will miss the consistency. Consistency and the automation are the main reason to use IIC tools like Terraform. Generally in Terraform, we follow 4 steps approach. The first step is we create a Terraform files. That files are generally in .tf extension, and to write .tf files, we use HCL language. And the second step is to run the Terraform init command. So before deploying the resources, we have to set up the provider, right? Here provider is nothing but the cloud providers like AWS, Azure or GCP. So with Terraform init command, we initialize the provider setup. And the third step is to run the Terraform plan command. This is like the confirmation step. Before deploying the resources, Terraform plan will show what resources it going to deploy. And it will show what changes will be made. And fourth and final step is Terraform apply. This is the actual step to deploy your resources. So it will apply all the changes made to your cloud. Let's go to the demo part now. First, you have to install the Terraform. I have already installed the Terraform, but you can search for Terraform install in your browser, then it will give the documentation for installation of Terraform. You can install Terraform in Linux, Windows or in Mac OS also. So it will give all the documentation here like Brew on Mac OS and Chocolate on Windows and Linux steps. So you can follow these steps and install your Terraform in your machine. I have already installed the Terraform and I can run Terraform version. You can see the Terraform version here and it is the latest version. And today I'm going to use the GCP as the cloud provider. I have created a free trial account for GCP. So you can also create a free trial account on GCP and you can use it for Terraform or any exploration. So first I will create a dedicated directory and change the directory to that particular directory. So mkdir Terraform GCP demo and cd Terraform GCP demo. Then the first step is to create a .tf file. So I am going to create a file called as main.tf. Here in main.tfl, first I have to provide the provider details. So provider. So there are number of providers available for Terraform. You can search for the Terraform provider and you can browse the provider details here like AWS, Azure, GCP, Kubernetes. There are a number of other providers also available. You can use any of these. Today I'm going to use GCP, Google Cloud Platform. So you can click on that. Then you can click on documentation. And here you can see the example usage. You can copy this provider Google, then the project region you have to give. So I can copy this, give that here, provider Google. For GCP, I can use Google. For AWS, there are AWS option and for Azure, Azure option is there here. So for here project, I can copy the GCP project ID. So we'll copy that. I can give the project ID here. Then the region is fine, US Central one. Then one more thing I have to add here is the credentials to log in this particular GCP account. Generally, we provide the JSON key file of our service account of GCP or any other cloud provider. You can search for service accounts here in GCP and you can go to your service account that I have already created earlier. And I can copy the key file from this here. I've added my key file in this particular path. Then I can give the path of that key here. So provider part is done. Provider is Google, then the project of GCP and the region, then the credential to log into that particular GCP. Then I can give the resource I want to deploy here. For example, I want to create a VPC in GCP. For that, you can just search for GCP VPC from Terraform. Then you can go to that particular documentation here. Then here you can see the example usage. I can copy that. So I can paste the resource block here. Here in resource block, resource is the keyword. Then the Google Compute Network is the resource type. Then here VPC network is the local identifier. For example, in this Terraform code, if you want to later mention this VPC network, then you can mention this VPC with this particular name. That is VPC underscore network. So this is the local identifier. This name will be there in your GCP console. So this is the local identifier and this is the actual resource. So I will change the name of this particular resource now. I will give Terraform VPC demo. So that's it. You can save your main.tf file now. So first step is done. Main.tf file is created. Then the next step is Terraform init. Now you can run Terraform init here. So once I run Terraform init, it will find your provider plugin first. Here GCP plugin. Here you can see finding the latest version of HashiCorp/Google. Here you can see Terraform has been successfully initialized. So GCP provider is initialized now. So next command is Terraform plan. So this will show what we are going to deploy. Here you can see Google Compute Network, VPC network will be created. Here you can see in plan 1 to add, 0 to change, 0 to destroy. 1 to add means we are going to create one new resource. If you are updating any existing resource, that will come in change. Here 0 to change. And if you are deleting any resource, that will come in destroy. So once I reviewed all this, I can run Terraform apply command. So next command is Terraform apply. It will again show what it will do. Then you can approve this using Yes, then you can see Google Compute Network VPC network is creating. Here you can see Terraform apply is completed and one resource is added. Also, you can see the identification of that particular resource here. Terraform VPC demo is the name of that particular VPC network. And then in GCP, you can search for a VPC. You can click on VPC networks. And if I scroll down here, you can see Terraform VPC demo here. So this is the VPC network that is created from our Terraform. So that's it. And if you want to delete this resource, you can run Terraform destroy. Let's run this now. So now you can see 0 to add, 0 to change, but 1 to destroy. And it will destroy Terraform VPC demo resource. And if I approve this, you can see it is destroying my VPC network now. You can see one resource is destroyed now. And if I check in GCP now, that VPC is not there yet because that is destroyed or deleted from Terraform. So that's it. The Terraform lifecycle will be first you create the .tf file, then we run Terraform init to initialize the provider, then we run Terraform plan for confirmation step, then Terraform apply for applying your changes, then Terraform destroy to delete your resources. So let's meet in next video. Subscribe and check out other videos too. Keep learning.